Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, December 26, 2022. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE running their traditional post-Christmas show tonight inside Madison Square Garden. The main event of the show is currently the Usos taking on Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. Last week, Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn were added to the advertising as appearing at ringside for the Bloodline. The first McMahon family promoted show that closed out the Garden's wrestling year took place on December 29th, 1980, and featured a main event of Bob Backlund retaining the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship over Killer Khan, drawing nearly 19,000 people between the main arena and closed circuit inside the adjacent Felt Forum. Since 1980, during the last week of the year, there's been a WWE show at the Garden in 23 of the last 41 years. After being forced out of the building for all of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, WWE reinstated the show in 2021 with Edge defeating Kevin Owens in the main event cage match. Tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw on the USA Network will be a pre-taped retrospective of WWE's year titled The Absolute Best of 2022. Turning to Lucha Libre, Bandito's Big Lucha promotion ran on Sunday at Centro Cívico Nueva Aragon in Ecatepec, Estadio de Mexico. The main event of the five-match card featured All Elite Wrestling's Bandito knocking off AAA's Hijo del Vikingo to retain the Big Lucha Heavyweight Championship that he had won on September 27th. Also on Sunday, at IWRG show at Arena Naclapan in Juarez, Tonali defeated Jesse V to win the company's welterweight championship. Taking a look at Japan, during yesterday's edition of the Wrestling News, we informed you that Yuki Yoshioka defeated Ben K to retain the Open the Dream Gate Championship during Dragon Gate's show at the Fukuoka International Center on December 24th. As promised, we have the rest of the key results for you today. Minarita upended HYO to win the Open the Brave Gate title, notching his first career singles championship. Kai, Shun Skywalker, and Ishin defeated Naruki Doi, Shuji Kondo, and Toru Owashi to retain the Open the Triangle Gate six-man championship. And making his first appearance in Dragon Gate since 2017, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Shingo Takagi teamed up with BB Hulk to defeat Yamato and Madoka Kikuta. All Japan Pro Wrestling closed out their touring schedule for 2022 with their Xmas Maniacs show at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall yesterday, featuring performers from several different companies. In the 8-man tag team match main event, Triple Crown champion Kento Miyahara, Atsuki Aoyagi, Taichi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru battled Jake Lee, Yuma Aoyagi, Sanada, and Bushi to a 30-minute draw. The hardcore promotion Freedoms also ran on Christmas Day at Korakuen Hall. Toru Sugiura and Tomoya Harada defeated Alex Colon and Rina Yamashita to retain the King of Freedom's tag team title. And in the main event, Drew Parker retained the King of Freedom's world title, defeating Jun Kasai. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.